Hello everyone, Cheppandi, Cheppu Telsu Ledu Kadu. Hope I'm audible to all of you. Hope you can see me, you can hear me. If you can see me, you can hear me. Good morning. So many people who are waiting for me. Again, I'm 4-5 minutes late. Good morning, Satyajit. Good morning, Abhay. Good morning, Jivayan, the brother of Vatsayan, and Rishi, Madhvi, Sriparna, Mamta, everyone. So let's start with the Hindu analysis of the day without wasting any more time. And yeah, good morning, Amal. So, number one, number two, what are these symbols all about? Okay, let's start with the discussion. First article of the day, page number one, cabinet not to job linked incentive scheme. So, government has given an approval to, you can see here, employment linked scheme. Now, when you read these kind of schemes, very important from both GS mains paper 2, GS mains paper 3. Why important from GS mains paper 2? Because in GS mains paper 2, we have something called as schemes. In GS mains paper 3, we have something called as inclusive growth, Indian economy. So, good morning, Anuj, Anandu, Kanimoji, Kirtana, everyone. Let's start the discussion. So, what is the scheme all about? See, in this particular budget, government allocated around, you can see here, 99,446 crore rupees allocated to this particular scheme, ELI scheme. So 99,000. Government has allocated 2 lakh crore for employment generation, inclusive growth, blah, blah, blah. Because, unemployment is a very, very big issue. Out of that 2 lakh crore, 99, like around 1 lakh crore has been assigned to this particular scheme. So again, if such significant chunk is assigned to the scheme, that means this scheme is important from exam perspective. Just give me a second. I'm just terrified of my hair. My hair, oh my god, it's so clumsy. If you want to see the most clumsiest person in the world, I am that guy. Okay, so let's start the discussion. As you can see, there is a box here. That box is telling you certain things. Very, very important. Good morning, Shashmita and others. Very, very important scheme, because there will be some very tricky points which will be there. Benefits is applicable to jobs created between August 1, 2025 to July 31, 2027. So what is happening here? Employers who will be creating jobs, they will be given some money. Then people, employees who will be working under employers, they will also be given one-time settlement, 1 month wage, means up to 15,000 in 2 installment. And this is applicable for all those employers who are earning up to 1 lakh per month. So that is actually a big amount of money. You will understand it more once I tell you the features. And then when we solve some questions, you will remember them in a much better manner. So let me take a pause. So this is the scheme. The Union Cabinet approved employment linked incentive scheme. Again, I'm telling you, one of the most important schemes you will read, because it is catering to both GS mains paper 2 as well as GS mains paper 3. Budget around 1 lakh crore. So good amount. Now, if somebody asks you from mains perspective, it looks very awesome, right? Most of the people, they will talk about how it is good, how it will boost employment. In manufacturing sector, government has done certain things. See, for other sectors, this thing will be applicable for 2 years, but they have extended it for 4 years in manufacturing sector. So again, they are catering to manufacturing sector. Why? Because when you will read Indian economy, so generally what happens, you have 3 sector: primary, secondary and tertiary sector. So primary sector, agriculture, mining. Then you have secondary sector, which is manufacturing. Then you have tertiary sector, which is transport and communication. Most of the countries of the world, they follow this particular model. They move from primary to secondary to tertiary. What India has done is, we have directly moved from primary to tertiary, undermining secondary sector to a greater extent, which include manufacturing. And no country can develop properly if their secondary sector is undermined to a greater extent, which is happening in our country right now. So that's why there is so much focus on manufacturing sector. There is so much focus on secondary sector, because our secondary sector has been undermined a lot. Oh my God. So again, let's try to understand. These schemes are anyway very tricky. So you have to, like yesterday we were talking about national cooperative policy, and we solved so many questions related to that. So that you have to revise. Similarly, this scheme also you have to revise. First time employees, those entering the workforce, will receive 1 month wage up to 15,000 rupees. First time employees. So let's say you are entering into the scheme, you are joining a particular, job created by the scheme. So you will get, this is a additional money which you will get. But there is a but here, but. So that the but is you have to work for at least 6 months. Then only they will give you this particular incentive, added money. Okay, employers, they will receive incentive. Now, again, I deviated from the point. My point is these facts, we'll talk about it. That's totally fine. The important point here is what is the negative? India took a leap. Very good, Shashmita. Shashmita, can you see number one, number two? What are these number one, number two? What is the meaning of this number one, number two? Okay, so where are we? See, this scheme, if I ask you right now, what is the negative of this scheme? Like, what is the negative point? Cons. Because as a UPSC aspirant, as a future civil servant, you have to know the pros and cons. It's like unidimensional. Everybody can be unidimensional. If we want to talk about the other dimension of this scheme, if you have to think about it, what can be the negative of this particular employment linked scheme? Everything looks so awesome. Nobody can, everybody will support. Yes, we need jobs and government is doing an awesome thing. What is the negative point? The people who will be knowing the negative point, they will get an added 1 or 2 marks in mains, Number one fan of yours. Oh my God. Cool. Top fan, sir. So Abhay, Shashmita, Mamta, Amal. Oh my God. Thank you, yaar. So where are we? I forgot something. Yes. So this is a very interesting article because the negative point is if you have not read about it, you will not be able to guess it. So trade unions, different, unions of laborers and workers, they feel like government is trying to divert money, people's money, our money, taxpayers' money, and they are giving it to employers just like that. And this is not correct. This should not be done. I will show you the negative point. This is very interesting. Other points we'll discuss. You will remember all of them. Let's see this. This is the part which is very interesting because we need to know the cons of any scheme, right? So this is the con part. Trade unions, particularly with CITU, again, forget about the names, focus on the part, means apprehension, the cons, express skepticism, calling it a deceptive method of transferring public funds to employers rather. So what is the basic meaning? What trade unions are saying? These like 2 lakh crore, government is not earning any money, right? It's all taxpayers' money. And what you're trying to do, you're trying to transfer it, or maybe you will transfer it to your employers who have given you political funding, this and that. So it's just a deceptive method. We have to be skeptic right now until or unless proper job creation happens. If proper job creation happens, people get job, they are there in the job for the longer run, then we can say that, okay, money well invested. Up until then, we have to be very skeptic. We have to see which employer government is giving money. And so this is one criticism which is actually interesting because we need to know the cons part. Positive is like there are multiple positive points. Okay, let's focus here. So incentive, for the first time we have seen this. Employers, this is the point trade union we're talking about. So this scheme is giving money. Employers will receive incentive for 2 years. And again, we'll see the money amount. For the manufacturing sector, as we have discussed, the focus, please pay attention, sir and ma'am. This is a sir fan. Chandru, you can also buying super chat. What is super chat? Like YouTube Premium. Okay. I think top attend your class and better response, top your favorite. Okay. So let's focus here. The point is, I was asking you something. For the manufacturing sector, as we have discussed, the key point here is this ELI scheme, Employment Link Incentive Scheme, is not only for manufacturing sector, but manufacturing sector will get added benefit. This scheme for other sectors for 2 years, but it has been extended. The incentives will be extended for additional 2 years for manufacturing sector. Pay attention to these keywords. They are important. Scheme aims to create over 3.5 crore jobs. Trade unions are currently skeptic because they don't know where government will be giving money, which employers they will be giving money to. But if these jobs are actually created and that does not remain only on paper, then we have something to celebrate about. Good morning, Malini. Very good. All of you are now like, what is number 2, number 1? That's cool. So again, let's focus here. 1.92 crore of these jobs, again, you can see here, first time entrants. First time entrants we have discussed. Those people will also get additional 15,000 rupees who are entering in the job market for the first time. Scheme duration, like yesterday we have talked about national cooperative policy. What was the duration of national cooperative policy? Anyone who have watched yesterday's lecture? Rishi Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor. So National Cooperative Policy yesterday, very, very important article. Via that article, we have talked about so many things: cooperative banks, PACS, Primary Agricultural Credit Society. So again, here you can see the scheme coverage, 25 to 27 and different ones. Fine. Employees earning up to 1 lakh per month will be eligible. So we were talking about that 15,000 added incentive. That thing will be given to people, employees who are earning up to 1 lakh per month, which is actually a good amount. Generally, what happens, why this is an interesting amount, because when you will see different schemes, government schemes, we'll talk about schemes later on also. This is a boring topic, but this is very important. Most of the people will not read schemes, and they will, what they generally do is, at the end there will be some, some institute publishing all the schemes at one place. They will try to mug it up. They will not be able to mug it up. Once you are reading it like this, you are able to understand things in a much better manner. So what I'm trying to say is, when you will read about different economy related schemes, you will realize that they are generally earning up until 15, like they are saying that employees earning up until 15,000 per month, they are eligible for most of these schemes. So this is actually a big number. Employees earning up to 1 lakh per month. Employees will be incentivized up to 3,000 per month. And this is the point of skepticism. So I asked something: Hana, Shashmita, Jeevayan, Mamta, Kanimoji, Shriparna, Madhvi, Krishi, everybody answered it. This is the point of skepticism. Trade unions are skeptic regarding where government is giving this money. Who are these employers? So they are having a close look at this. Employees, the people who will be earning 15,000, which we have discussed in the previous slide, must be in sustained employment for at least 6 months. It's not like you work for 1 month and then you left it and then you are like, government, give me 15,000. Please, pretty please. No, government will be like no. We will not give you. Budget context ELI scheme, as you can see here, part of broader 2 lakh crore package. That's what we have discussed. Almost around 1 lakh crore government has earmarked for this ELI scheme. The total allocation for this whole, there are employment, skilling and related opportunity, that is around 2 lakh crore. Almost 50% gone to ELI. So ELI, we have to follow very carefully. Lots of money has been invested here, and that is the aim. Labor minister, 3.5. Again, what people are saying, political parties are saying, ministers are saying, that's fine. We are interested in the data, which is important from exam perspective. Industry groups welcome the scheme. Trade unions, you can understand their skepticism because there's something known as political funding, and they're not very sure where the money is going, which employers government is talking about. Okay, sir. Now let's solve some questions so that you can remember things in a much better manner. Are we discussing about their transparency? We are discussing about trade unions are saying you are giving, let's say, 3,000 rupees per month to employers. Who are these so-called employers? And how should we trust whether this money is going for job creation or something else? So they are little skeptic about where this particular money is going. Hope you understood, Krishi, what we are discussing. The point related to transparency is, trade unions are like 3,000 per month you're giving to employers. Who are these employers? Are they actually creating job, or are they, siding with your political party, this and that? Again, that is the point. Transparency of scheme we are talking about. I feel like, with reference to employment link incentive scheme aims to create more than 3.5 crore jobs. Only employees with salary below 15,000 we have discussed. Employees with salary up to 1 lakh per month, they are eligible under the scheme. So second statement is wrong. If you only know second, you got the answer. Oh my God. Scheme is applicable only to manufacturing sector. What we have seen in this particular ELI scheme, applicable to other sector, but special, coverage for this, or special benefits for manufacturing sector. Benefits up until 2 years for other sector, for manufacturing sector 4 years. Chepandis, Mamta, Hana, Madhvi, Krishi, Jivayan, Shashmita, Krishi, Chandru, Rishi. Cool. How such second option is not correct? Second option is not correct because if you go back to previous slide, Mamta, what was the caveat? This is the point we have discussed. Employees earning up to 1 lakh per month will be eligible. And that's what I was telling you, that in most of the economy related scheme, generally the criteria is if you're earning below 15,000. But here that is not the norm. That's why second statement is wrong. Also, sir, will all jobs be eligible in the first 2 years? Isn't it a lot? Yes, that's why. 3.5 crore jobs. That is the aim of our Honorable Prime Minister, sir. It is a lot, but we believe in our Prime Minister, sir, and he will do it. Hannah? Because I'm the best. In our time, there used to be an actor, Shah Rukh Khan. There was a movie of his, Badshah. I'm the best. I'm the best. So, Modi sir is the best. Let's solve this question. MCQ 2. The ELI scheme announced in Union Budget 24-25 is a part of package targeting the focus is on the secondary sector, Hannah, as we have discussed primary, secondary and tertiary. In that secondary sector, manufacturing plays a major chunk. So focus is there. Yeah, these days. Skill development and employment. You people are so good. Okay. Next article of the day. Today I have done some very interesting thing. There were two articles. I clubbed them into one because those two articles were so related to each other. I was like, if I make we should do compare and contrast of those two Hindu articles. We'll see. I'll show you that. So page number 1, Quad. Quad should understand that India has every right to defend its people against terror, said Jaishankar sir, S. Jaishankar sir, External Affairs Minister, IFS officer. So now, here what is important from exam perspective? The thing which is important is Quad. What is or how many members are there in Quad? So Quad, the mnemonic is, I will show you one thing. See, as I keep on saying in our time, because parents also do these things. Our time. So you have to remember this Quad. So in our time, there used to be a actor called Salman Khan. There was a movie of his, Jai Ho. This is the song of that movie. No, that is a lie. So Jai US. You have to remember Jai US. Jai US will help you in remembering the Quad countries. Or if I want to make it somewhat better, it will be like Jai US. Pay attention to the capital letters. Japan, Australia, India and US. So you have to remember these countries, they are important. Now let's come back to the issue and then we'll talk about Quad and all those things. It was conceptualized in 2007, then it was in limbo for almost 10 years, revived in 2017. So these are the facts we have to focus on. These ministers, they are awesome. They will say stuff that we should do this, we should do that. That is an excuse for us to read about that particular, organization. By the way, Pakistan was selected as head of UN yesterday. Rather sad. I agree with you, Krishi. You are a good boy. So, India stand on terrorism. External Affairs Minister, here you can understand why Jaishankar sir is saying all these stuff. Because he is not happy with the stance taken by many countries, including countries of Quad on India-Pakistan war. Yesterday, we have done in Hindu Analysis an editorial by M.K. Narayanan sir, where we have talked about how India has somewhat been alienated. If you go back, you will understand where I'm going with this. So, this is a way of us showing frustration that yes, we have every right. People from other countries, they cannot come and, kill our tourists just like that. So he emphasized that victims and perpetrators must not be equated and urged the world to adopt a zero tolerance policy towards terrorism. Also, we have talked in previous Hindu analysis related to Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO. As the name suggests, headquarter of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is not in Shanghai. It's in Beijing. There they have a structure which is known as RATS, where they keep all the rats of the world. No, it is regional anti-terrorist structure where they talk about terrorism. And one thing which is a bone of contention in Shanghai Cooperation Organization RATS is the definition of terrorism. As we have discussed multiple times earlier, one country's terrorist become other country's freedom fighter. So all these things are not liked by S. Jaishankar sir. He called on Quad partners to understand and appreciate India's stance, that what we think. Tabletop exercise TTX conducted in May. You people are so good, just like a wow. Okay, so Quad foreign minister meeting happened. Where is it happening? Washington DC. All these things are factual. Nobody's going to ask you who hosted this and that. This is just to give you a closure. You have an intro, body, conclusion in answer writing. Similarly, these things will help you in understanding things in a much better manner. So again, Jaishankar sir is saying certain stuff, more cohesive, focus, blah, blah, blah. Nimble Quad, that means Quad taking actions in a proactive manner would improve result. You can see all these things. Next Quad summit will be hosted by India. And again, you can see India is not very happy with the approach taken by many JUS countries, that is Quad countries, and India's commitment. But there are certain things which is going on in this Quad. They have done awesome. I think there was an earthquake in one of the Southeast Asian countries of ours in March. What is the name of that country? If you know it, post it in the comment section. And their Quad played a crucial role. So they are cooperating in so many different affairs, and they have to cooperate on terror-related affairs as well. So now let's talk about Quad per se, because this is important. What people are saying, political parties are saying, or leaders are saying, with due respect to them, that's fine. But these are the things more important. So JUS, we have to remember, Quad members, being neutral is isolating us according to yesterday's article. Very good, Shashmita. Truly, we have to start focusing on developing heart power. Rishi has also answered. So this you will remember now. JUS, Jai Ho, Salman Khan, the the actor who can give like Daniel Day-Lewis a run for its money. Like one of the best actors we ever had, Salman Khan. Many people compare him with Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis. Let's focus here. So what we have discussed with Quad, formed in 2007, was in limbo for 10 years, then revived in 2017, worked a lot when it comes to COVID-19 vaccine distribution. We were talking about earthquake in one of the Southeast Asian countries, as Sriparna is saying in Myanmar. So supply chain resilience, they're doing a lot. They're doing good, but it can be better, It always can be better. You're studying for 6 hours, you can study for 7 hours. So that is the whole scenario. Let's focus on some questions. We'll talk about Quad in detail later on also. But first of all, the basic genesis. The question like MCQ 3. Very good. Myanmar, as stated by Sriparna, Shashmita concurred with Sriparna. There's an article which is a very tricky article today, which we have to discuss. It is not one article, 2 articles. I'm very excited about those 2 articles, because there are so many keywords there in that article which we have to understand. Very technical articles, very, very important article. So Shashmita, Jeevayan, Mamta, Krishi, Amal Hana, Anuj, Madhvi, Anandu, Rishi, Kanimoji, Sriparna, Shayada, Malini, Mahantesh, Chandru. So what is your opinion on the most important question of the day which we have discussed? Do you think Salman Khan rivaled Daniel Day-Lewis and Leonardo DiCaprio when it comes to acting abilities, or do you think Salman Khan is much, much better than those actors? What is your view on that? So again, Quad grouping, JUS. Please sir, this is very important. Salman Khan, cricket, these things are very important in our country. IPL ceremony happened, trophy ceremony, so many people died in stampede. Life does not matter much in our country, these things do. Cricket and movies. So JUS, if you go by that, the answer is B. India, Japan, US and Australia, as stated by so many people. Very good. MCQ 4 related to previous scheme. Quad is fine, but ELI scheme is more important. Like if you have to compare and contrast 2 articles, Quad will be in news every other second day, but ELI scheme may or may not. But this is important. You will forget things related to ELI more than Quad. I think dancing would be a field where he might be lacking. Rest all should be fine. I think dancing also 10 out of 10, Krishi. Better than Hrithik Roshan. Salman Khan is any day better than Hrithik Roshan when it comes to dancing. Who can dance better than Salman Khan? So yeah. Okay, so which of the following are features of ELI? First time employees will get a one-time wage benefit. If you are like, let's say, confused, because there are so many provisions there, you have to revise it. Keep it in the loop. Employers in all sectors are eligible. This is an extreme statement. Oh, you people are answering it. He's a very good actor. Not very good. Yes, I know, Shashmita. Not very good, Sriparna. He's the best. Many people believe he's the best actor we ever had, like Salman Khan. So yes, sir. The employees in all sectors are eligible for 4 years. We have discussed all sector not. Manufacturing sector, yes. Other sector, 2 years. Manufacturing sector, 4 years. Second is extreme. Eliminate second. You're getting B. So many people answered B. He has to be to actor. It's not a better... You people don't understand sarcasm, do you? Hana answered it. Jeevayan, Anandu, Mamta, Kirtana, Amal, Shayada, Rishi, Madhavi, Chandru, Sashmita, Sriparna, Krishi, Kanimoji. See, understand, there's something called sarcasm. Salman Khan, according to scholars, is not a good actor. He has an aura. He has a screen presence. If you talk about good actor, Irfan Khan was a good actor. He was a good actor. Now I'm thinking, Nashiruddin Shah, he is a good actor. Who else? Paresh Rawal, you can say he is a good actor. Rajpal Yadav, I feel he is an awesome actor. But then there are some actors who have a screen presence, who have an aura. Salman Khan is that guy. So he has an aura, You have an aura. He has an aura. Even if he just goes there, stand like this, people will watch him. So that is an aura. That is not acting. So the answer is B, 1 and 3. Let's move on to the next article of the day. Thank you, Rishi. So, yes, sir. Good morning, Carbodon. So, this is the article I'm talking about. See, there are two articles here. See what I've done. I've taken a snippet of both of these articles because, see, I wanted to cover both of them, but they has to be covered together. You know, there is INS Udaygiri, there is INS Tamil. You have to understand the difference between INS Udaygiri and INS Tamil. UPSC has asked questions in science and tech. If you go back and if you saw, you know, if you watch, means if you see previous year questions related to science and tech, and these are tricky terms. There are different terms here: stilt frigate, missile frigate. What do these words mean? Then, you know, dual use BrahMos missile. What is the basic meaning of dual use BrahMos missile? So what we will do first, we will first read about INS Udaygiri, then we will go to INS Tamil, and then we will do a compare and contrast of these two. That is INS Udaygiri and INS Tamil, so that you can understand things in a much better manner. Yeah. So Yash is a good actor now. Okay, let's focus here. So INS Udaygiri, and before we even talk about it, let me go to okay. So let's just come back. Where were we? Let's come back to this article. So let's first focus on INS Udaygiri. What is INS Udaygiri? So this is, like our Honorable PM Sir says, Make in India. So this INS Udaygiri is promoting Make in India. This is a stealth frigate. Let's focus on the keywords here and then we'll focus on other things. Stealth frigate. So what is stealth frigate? It is a warship. Warship. Warship means it can have missiles installed on them. It can, you know, like when we talk about Army, Navy and Air Force of ours, of India. So our Army is awesome. Our Air Force is awesome. But many people don't know how awesome our Navy is. Many people feel like if it comes to Navy, Indian Navy can capture maximum portion, Karachi, etc., of Pakistan within days. That's how powerful our Navy is. Pakistan Army can, you know, fight with Indian Army. Pakistan Air Force can fight with Indian Air Force. But there is no like comparison at all of Indian Navy with Pakistani Navy. I'm not saying Pakistani Army this and that is better. And no, they are worse. But our Navy is awesome. But the fact is, we don't know about it. And that is actually but obvious for strategic reason. Now let's focus on the keywords here. So this INS Udaygiri, this is stealth frigate. This is a warship. Now again, INS Tamil, this is also a frigate, but this is a missile frigate. That is not to say this is not stealth. Now comes the point here. What is stealth? INS Tamil, last from Russia. What is happening here? I don't like Salman Khan, sir. Daga. Okay, so where are we? Everyone is INS Tamil, last from Russia. It was launched on May 17. Sayada Krishi, harder to detect by various detection techniques. Okay, so now let's try to compare and contrast. Then we will see the points related to that. So this is a stealth frigate. This is a missile stealth frigate. This is basically to avoid detection. See, this frigate, like this whole thing, INS Udaygiri, this is a warship, right? But it's not like they will always fire missiles, this and that. They are generally to avoid detection. They are there mainly for, you know, detective purposes, to surveillance purpose. So that is the correct word here. So their work is not to destroy. That is a last resort, you know, destroy or wage war or wage missiles or fire missiles. They are basically to do surveillance. This, although they are a warship, stealth frigate, they have higher degree to avoid detection. Like they can, you know, go inside water. They can do a lot of stuff. They can avoid detection in a much better manner compared to INS Tamil. They also have stealth, you know, attributes. They can also avoid detection, but not as good as INS Udaygiri. But in other regards, INS Tamil is better than INS Udaygiri. You know, the warship capabilities, the missile capabilities, BrahMos can be installed on INS Tamil. This INS Tamil is not indigenously built. This is the last foreign built Navy ship which we are taking from Russia. Russia reminded me of something. What is Russia's view on Quad? In the previous article, we talked about Quad. So Russia believes that India is forcefully made a part of Quad. India does not want to do these kind of things, and Russia does not like India being part of Quad, but they are, in a simpler words, they're putting, because you understand one thing, Russia is an all-weather friend of ours, and it matters what Russia thinks of Quad. So Russia feels like India is forcefully made a part of it, and you know, India don't want to do all these things. Russia understand why Quad has been created to counter China. And why we are talking about Russia? Because see, Russia is helping us in making this INS Tamil as well. So Russia always will remain our all-weather friend. Okay, so we have talked about some points. Let's talk about it one by one. There are certain keywords. We'll solve a lot of questions so that you can remember them in a much better manner. INS Tamil is the last ship from Russia. Very good. Okay, so INS Udaygiri delivered The second ship of Project 17A, you don't have to remember all these words, just remember INS Udaygiri is indigenous, made in India. MDSL and GRSE, you can see here Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited and Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, they have made it. So this is an indigenous stealth frigate warship, but mainly to avoid detection. They will fight, but as a last resort, unlike INS Tamal, which has been built for offensive purposes. So this is more defensive as compared to INS Tamal. I'm just telling you the compare and contrast part. Successor of Sivalis class frigate under Project 17, all these things, forget about it. Just remember Project 17A is related to stealth frigate, which has been made in India. It has nothing to do with Russia. Project 17A. Okay, sir. Capabilities of P-17A frigates, multi-mission ships, capable of operating in blue water, equipped to tackle. Again, you can read all these things, that's fine. Speed of INS Udaygiri was, again, these are factual information, you don't need to pay much attention to it. I will tell you what are the things which are important. New name, it is named after the previous ship, advanced features, enhanced stealth. Stealth means, again, the ability to avoid detection. That is the basic meaning. You may have seen this word a lot. Stealth frigate, warship frigate and all those. Stealth means avoid, like we want to avoid detection. Russia is not very fond of code, exactly. Obviously, US is a part of it. I meant INS, okay. So focus here, and weapon suite includes supersonic. Now, again, there is a keyword here. This is a stealth frigate. It has capability to include a lot of missiles, but not like INS Tamal, which is actually a missile frigate. Stealth missile frigate. Again, you will understand. I will show you. So supersonic, this is a keyword. There are different words. Subsonic missile, supersonic missile, hypersonic missile. So subsonic missile, which has speed less than the speed of sound. Supersonic, greater than the speed of sound. Hypersonic, very, very high. Like there is a word called Mach. So if this, and Mach is, 1 Mach is speed of sound. So if the speed is less than 1 Mach, that is subsonic. If the speed is greater than 1 Mach, that is supersonic. If the speed is greater than 5 Mach, that is hypersonic. So these are again keywords which you have to keep in mind. Rest all are, just jibber jabber. So now again, compare and contrast. Let's go to INS Tamal now. 2 articles clubbed in one. This is a better way of studying them, Smart study. When you're reading PM, you're reading CM. When you're reading Parliament, you're reading State Legislature. So when you're reading INS Udaygiri, you're reading INS Tamal. So multi-role stealth, again, this is a guided missile frigate. This is also a stealth frigate, but it can be, if we have to compare INS Tamal and Udaygiri, which can be detected more easily, INS Tamal, because this is not for avoiding detection, so to say. This is for fighting war. Like, BrahMos fired and all those stuff. Okay. So commissioning took place. This is a, warship which we have taken from Russia. Both are warship, but you can understand a little bit difference in their attributes. You will understand it more once we do the last compare and contrast. INS Tamal, last foreign built major warship to be inducted in Indian Navy. As we have discussed, our army is awesome. Our Air Force is awesome. Our Navy, you will never know how powerful it is. Very, very powerful. So INS Tamal, and all these INS Tamal and INS Udaygiri is just showcasing you that 8th ship in the project. Again, you don't need to focus, like just remember Project 17A, that is indigenous. All these projects had 1135.6, we have taken help from Russia. Okay, sir. Now, India-Russia naval cooperation, people are talking so many things that we are all-weather friend, blah, 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 strategic importance. And this also shows, when you talk about India-Russia relationship, see this article, INS Udaygiri versus INS Tamal, important from GS Mains Paper 3, Science and Tech. Indigenous technologies and defense capabilities, defense technologies. Also important from GS Mains Paper 2, international relation. So when you're talking about India-Russia relationship, you can talk about INS Tamal, if you know what I mean. So Mach greater than 3, less than 5. Mach greater than 3, hypervelocity Mach, okay, greater than 10. Okay, do check that out. So yes, sir, supersonic, subsonic. Sonic, supersonic, hypersonic. Okay. So operational capabilities, do check. We have talked about subsonic, supersonic, hypersonic. And, sonic is same speed. So subsonic, less than the speed of sound. Both supersonic and hypersonic, they are greater than the speed of sound. There can be a difference between 1 Mach, 5 Mach, 10 Mach. 1 Mach is speed of sound. Operational capabilities, you can see all these things. Capable of handling threats. Now comes again a keyword here. Dual role BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. So what are you understanding here? They can give you this also. BrahMos is a subsonic missile. Wrong. It's a supersonic missile. Speed is more than the speed of sound. Dual role BrahMos. What is the basic meaning here? Then again, there is another word, cruise missile. That Then the point is, what is the basic difference between cruise missile and ballistic missile? Tamil name is taken from the names of Lord Indra's weapon. Very good, yeah. So BrahMos, Brahmaputra plus Moskva. Brahmaputra river of India, Moskva river of Russia. Supersonic we have discussed. Cruise and ballistic missile, that we have discussed multiple times in previous Hindu analysis. That is, ballistic missile, they are mainly guided by the force of gravity. On the other hand, cruise missile, they can be controlled to a greater degree. Let's say you fire a ballistic missile, so it will follow a particular trajectory like this, and it will fall on the, like, whatever is your target. But cruise missile, in between you can change its target. The path can be altered. You have more control over cruise missile as compared to a ballistic missile. That is a major difference. So these are keywords. BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile, and all these words you have to keep in mind. ठीक है. Now, dual role. What is dual role? BrahMos can target both sea-based, it can target sea-based enemy, whatever one you want to call, like enemy warship. It can target land-based enemy, what is that, entities or whatever you want to call. So it can target both land, both sea, and like land and sea both. That's why it is a dual role. Again, you will understand. We'll solve some questions. Now, this is the comparative analysis. INS Tamal, again, forget this point. Focus here. Stealth guided missile frigate, stealth frigate. So INS Udaygiri, more for defensive purposes, more to avoid detection, more for surveillance purpose. This is more, for fighting purposes, for offensive purposes. Project 1135.6, this is foreign, this is like we have taken help from Russia. This is indigenous, 17 Udaygiri, built in Russia. You can see here. Last foreign built major warship, Russian design with Indian customization, designed by Indian Navy's Warship Design Bureau. So equipped with dual role BrahMos. So it has more, when you talk about INS Tamal, it has more offensive capabilities, as we have discussed. BrahMos is installed there. Supersonic SSM, MRSM, all these things are there, but BrahMos is not there. BrahMos is at a different league altogether when you compare it with other missiles, so to say. Parabolic shape, very good here. I think ballistic missile follow a high arcing trajectory, relying on rocket engine for initial launch and gravity for the rest of the flight, while cruise missiles are jet propelled. Very good, Rishi. Rishi is such a good boy. So MCQ 5, INS Tamal recently commissioned into Indian Navy is? Very important article this, Udaygiri versus Tamal. Quad you will read any day and every day. So quad will keep on coming. But Udaygiri, Tamal, then ELI scheme, all these are very important. So this is INS Tamal is Russian built stealth guided missile frigate. Oh my god. Project 17A, associated with Indian Navy warship, aims to build nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, upgrade existing Shivalik-class destroyers, construct stealth frigate with indigenous design and technology, develop advanced amphibious assault vessels. So Jeevayan has given the answer, Shashmita, Amal, all of you have given the answer. The answer is 17A is indigenous. Construct stealth frigate with indigenous design and technology. INS, my voice is gone. INS Udaygiri is one example. MCQ 7. Oh my god. Okay. Now let's try this question. Then I will tell you the basic point. This is important. This I should have told you when I was discussing Quad. Quad is basically focusing on things happening in Indo-Pacific region, and they want a peaceful Indo-Pacific region. What do you understand by Indo-Pacific region? You may have heard this particular word a lot. Indo-Pacific, Indo-Pacific. Try this question, then I will give you some more concepts related to Indo-Pacific if you make mistake here. Zumbu. So it is defined strictly as the area between India and Australia, Indo-Pacific. It is considered strategically important for trade and security. Quad partners emphasize a rule-based international order in the region. So Anuj, Shashmita, Chandru, Mamta, Krishi, Rishi, Amal, Zumvu, Shayada, Zivayan, Madhvi, Shipanna, everybody answered it. Indo-Pacific region. Many people have so much confusion. What is Indo-Pacific? So just remember, region comprising Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. That is Indo-Pacific. It's a big region. It includes South Asia, Southeast Asia, portion of Africa, portion of Australia, not only confined to India and Australia. So whenever you have confusion related to Indo-Pacific, just remember region comprise mostly of like most of the areas around Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. So again, that is much bigger than only the area between India and Australia. So first is wrong. If you just eliminate first, you're getting the answer, that is B, 2 and 3. So again, an important question. We should know what is Indo-Pacific. Theek ache, sir. And again, people, if you feel like you are gaining something out of these videos, like, share, subscribe, make it a movement. You know, there was a meme I said, I think I've talked to you about it. There was a teacher who was like, kill it. And people were like, they were killing keyboard and everything. Like, share and subscribe. I want 1,000 live one day. Okay, page 12. Criminal law's biggest reform since independence, says Home Minister. Now, this is important because we are talking about, you know, BNS, BNSS, BS, all these things. And that is fine. BNS, BNSS and a BS. When I say BS, okay. So the other important thing here is criminal law, civil laws. What is the basic difference between a criminal law and civil law? These are some keywords. You keep on hearing about it, like stealth, frigid. You keep on hearing about stealth, but many times we don't want to, you know, research on it. So here he is talking about Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and all those stuff, you know, and how it has replaced the archaic IPC, CRPC, Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, and we agree with him. It's very easy to criticize government all the time, but we agree with this whole thing, whatever Amit Shah sir is saying. We talked about Amit Shah sir yesterday also, when we have discussed what we have discussed, Ministry of Cooperation. So he is not only Ministry of Home Minister, he is also Cooperation Minister. This Ministry of Cooperation, it was formed in 2021, very important. So criminal law, civil law, what is the basic difference between criminal law and civil law? So let's say you and your wife or husband, they are fighting, you are filing for divorce. So this is a civil act. And in this scenario, a case has to be filed by entities against each other. What is, and criminal, like civil law, when we are talking about, this involves individuals. Criminal law, it involves society. So let's say you killed somebody, you know, I killed, I killed anybody. So in that scenario, the other party do not have to file a case against me. You know, government will initiate a case against me because this is not a crime against another individual. This is a crime against humanity, crime against society. In those scenarios, criminal laws are invoked. Hope you're understanding. Civil law deals with, you know, cases against or between individuals or organization. Criminal law deals with cases related to society or humanity, as we have discussed, you know, murder and all those stuff. So criminal law, biggest reform since independence. We should know this basic. We'll talk about what Amit Shah sir is saying. Let me first show you the important point here. The keyword which is very important. Civil law versus criminal law. In the case of civil law, again, see here. To resolve dispute between individuals or organization. This is civil law, you know. Two people fought on certain issues and they filed case against each other, civil law. But one person killed another person, then that did not remain confined to them only. That is impacting society as a whole. So to maintain law and order by punishing offences, in that scenario, criminal law. So private wrong, breach of contract, property dispute, defamation, divorce, all these things will come under civil law. And then public wrong, murder, theft, assault, rape. When you're doing these things, you're not just impacting that particular individual, you're impacting society as a whole. Things which are going on in West Bengal right now and all those stuff, that is just not, you know, a dispute impacting individuals. It's impacting society as a whole. Criminal laws to protect not guilty person again. So again here, parties involved, plaintiff, aggrieved party versus defendant. Here, state versus accused. So as we have discussed, when husband and wife, they are filing for a divorce, case is between husband and wife, you know, plaintiff and defendant. Here, when husband, when somebody kills someone, then it's not about the victim, it's about that killer and state will replace the victim family, state will become the prosecution. Hope you're understanding. Again, see, preponderance of evidence, more likely than not, husband and wife, they are fighting how money should be distributed, then they decide how much husband is earning. Okay, more likely he'll be able to pay his wife, so preponderance of evidence, he has to pay this much amount of money, although that has become a different contentious matter. Here, beyond reasonable doubt, I am saying he killed my brother, but it has to be proved. So this is beyond reasonable doubt. So these are some points you can see here. Compensation or specific performance, that happens in civil law. Here in this scenario, criminal law, punishment, deterrence and protection of society. For civil cases, you won't be hanged. That does not happen generally. Divorce is fine. Divorce will happen. Husband will not be hanged, or wife will not be hanged. Monetary sometimes even laws are not applicable for some civil cases. You resolve issues on your own, but laws are there. Article 39A provides for law that you will be provided help under some criminal offences. So hope you are understanding. Please confirm me, sir. I know that civil cases focusing on resolving dispute between individuals, while criminal laws deals with offences against. Yeah, exactly. That is what we are discussing, Rishi. You are totally correct. It's immoral as a whole. Sir, whatever reform they do, no matter common man are always on edge, like what happened in Tamil Nadu, temple guard got killed in police custody on suspicion of 80-gram gold theft. Common man suffer. I can understand, Shashmita. I totally understand. So monetary compensation happens in penalties like civil laws, and criminal law, imprisonment, fine, death penalty. So you can understand. Honorable Amit Shah, sir, he just talked about one statement and we went into this whole issue and discussed civil law and criminal law. Now let's see what Honorable Amit Shah, sir, is saying. So again, 1 year has been completed of the the launch of BNS, BNSS, and all those. So 1 year has been completed, and that's why these talks are going on. New criminal laws include sufficient checks and balances. All these things he's saying, good things. Obviously, police officers will be held accountable. Earlier, people had issues in filing FIR. All those things are gone. They are a matter of the past. Mr. Shah called the law's biggest. Again, you can see all these things. Transparent, citizen-centric, time-bound. All these things have happened because of all the changes. Because we have replaced IPC and CRPC. Shah was speaking at a golden year of trust in justice system. Why this whole thing is happening? Because 1 year has been completed since the introduction of new criminal laws. Oh my God! Like these. Now, this is important. You have to see this. They can give you a chart. They can give you BNS replaced Indian Evidence Act. That will be wrong. So you have to keep in mind Bharatiya Nyaya Sahi. These names are such tongue twisters. They should give a English version of it as well. Now, this is what creates North-South divide. People are like, sir, why do you make videos which... No, I don't make videos which create North-South divide. My South Indian friends, let's say they don't know what is Nyaya. They don't know Hindi. Shouldn't we have a, even an English version of it? Don't we have Hindi and English both as our official language? So these are the small minor things which creates issues. What is your view on this thing? Should we have an English name of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita so that other people who don't like what is Nyaya, what is Sanhita? So hope you can understand where we are going with this. For the time being, IPC replaced by BNS. For the time being, Criminal Procedure Code replaced by BNS as Bharatiya Nyaya Suraksha Sanhita. Suraksha means again protection. And then Indian Evidence Act replaced by Bharatiya Sakshya. Sakshya means evidence only. Maybe if they translate it, it will translate to this only. I'm sorry. So, because see this, Indian Evidence Act 1872. Evidence in Hindi is known as Sakshya. So, they have written it as Bharatiya Sakshya. So, if they convert it, then it will again become Indian Evidence. So, that's why there's no English name. This is funny also. I don't know how many of you got the joke. So, BNS, BNSS, BS. Just have a look at it. We'll solve some questions. You will remember stuff. And this is the important part. This is fine. BNS, BNSS and all. This you will only understand once you understand what is the basic difference between civil law and criminal law. Like we are talking about criminal procedure code. This is a criminal law. All these IPC were criminal law. Civil procedure code, that's a civil law. So laws related to, divorce, etc. Those are civil laws. Okay. Now let's solve this question. MCQ 8 of the day. Old law replaced by I don't like matchup, but it's not about. There was a student I used to teach, and she is in APSC now, Assam Public Service Commission. I can tell her name also. Her name was Deepshikha. And she was like, I don't like history. I will not read history. UPSC does not like it's not like Deepshikha. It's not like, Mamta. Do you like matchup? They will not ask you these things. They will give you questions, sir. It's not about like and dislike. This is the important part which Mamta said. I don't like matchup. The point is, if you want to clear UPSC, even the subjects you don't like, you have to study those subjects, sir and ma'am. You don't have to be super commando Dhruv in all subjects, Sachin Tendulkar in all subjects. You have to be, which example should I give? Mohammad Kaif in all subjects, be average in all subjects. With due respect to Mohammad Kaif, sir, you don't need to be Sachin Tendulkar, but you have to study all subjects. This is not our interest or disinterest. She cleared APSC, Assam Public Service Commission, but I wanted her to clear UPSC. But let's see what happens. She's not married. So the answer is, this is wrong, bro. Bhartiya Saksh, as we have discussed, Saksh is evidence. So this is this is this. Second one is correct. So the answer is B2 only. As stated by, who stated it? Chepandis. Jivayan, Sashmita, Zumbu, Anandu, Hana, Rishi, Malini, Amal, Shayada, Madhvi, Shriparna, Anush, Sonika. Oh, Sonika has come. Ram Manohar Lohia and Krishi Madhubala. In our time, there used to be an... Okay. So, MCQ 9. What does the term dual role BrahMos refer to? Capability to be launched from both sea and land platforms, option of manual or automatic targeting, integration with both supersonic and hypersonic technology, ability to strike both sea-based and land-based targets. Chepandis fast. The answer is ability to strike both sea-based and land-based targets. That is dual role BrahMos. Okay, next article of the day on page number 14, Indo-French Army Exercise Shakti 2025 concludes. Now, these military exercises are very important. Defense, GS Mains Paper 3 plus GS Mains Paper 2, collaboration or India's relation with other countries. More important from pre-perspective than mains, but yes, you can always, like when you're talking about India-France relationship, you can talk about the Shakti exercises, and it's not like France. We will also see some other exercises. Earlier, Malabar exercise, it was a bilateral exercise between India and US. Then it became multilateral, initially trilateral and then multilateral. So all these exercises are actually important. You have to remember them. They have been asked earlier, they will be asked in the future as well, from both UPSC as well as non-UPSC perspective, especially UPSC. So 8th edition of Shakti 2025. In our time, there was a movie called Shakti. Karishma Kapoor was there. Shah Rukh Khan was also there. Ishq Kameena. There was a song, very good song. But you people have to focus on studies these days. So this Shakti 2025 happened in France. When it concluded, they did not tell it. They just said Tuesday. Which Tuesday? We don't know. So specific date not mentioned in the excerpt. So we don't know which Tuesday they are talking about. This is so funny. So again, there was a movie also, Wednesday, Thursday. So its location was again Shakti exercise France. And then there are so many other exercises which we have to talk about. You can see involved over this many personals and Indian Army, Jammu Kashmir Rifles and other services they went. That's fine. The important part is Shakti exercise involves which two countries, India and France. Then we have to talk about other military exercises involving India. Exercise aim to enhance joint operational preparedness. Obviously, that will be the aim. The aim will be not to discuss about Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan movies, right? Okay. So French Embassy in New Delhi highlighted. You can read all these things. I'm not reading it. This is the important part. Bilateral exercises between India and other countries. How many questions have been asked on these things? I don't need to tell you. You know how important this is, right? So, good morning, Lohia. So, Manvi, Madhubala, Shripanna, Shakti Bhakt Award, Zara Chaudhary. Zara. It was the name of Katrina Kaif in Ekta Tiger. So, India, US, Yuddha Abhyas. These are bilateral exercises, sir and ma'am. Army, Vajra Prahar. Again, army exercise. Cop India, Air Force. Do remember this also. Yuddhabhyas is army or navy. So army. Malabar. It was initially naval exercise between India and US. Then Japan, Australia. Does it include all countries of Quad? Yes or no? Malabar exercise. Does it include all countries of Quad? Please, sir, important. Malabar is very important. What is the aim of these exercises, sir? The aim of these exercises is India, like these countries, they know each other, defense and technological capabilities. They can use it for each other's benefit. They can use these technologies against China. They can kill China. They can annihilate China. That is the aim. It's just that like-minded countries coming together to ensure their defense and security. That is the basic aim, Hannah. Dishum is the aim. So Malabar involves countries of Quad. Remember it. This is important. India, Russia, Indra exercise. Indra, there was a god. When you will read about early Vedic period, Vedic period, Indra was our god. Tri-services exercise involves everyone. Army, Navy, Air Force, Indra. Shakti is France. Ishkamina of Shah Rukh Khan. That will help you in remembering Shakti exercise of India and France. Garud and Varun. So Shakti army, Garud air, and Varun, again, you can see naval. Slowly and gradually. First of all, just focus on the exercise name. Then focus on the part, whether it involves air, like army or, Air Force or Navy. Slowly and gradually. Tiger Claw, Air Force, Uttar Pradesh. Cool. India, United Kingdom, Ajay Warrior. First of all, focus on Ajay Warrior. It has been asked earlier. Konkan and Indradhanu, slowly and gradually, slowly. This is factual, bro. The more questions you solve, we'll solve some questions on it, the more you'll be able to remember it. Here also, India, Japan, GMX is important. It has been asked a lot in different exams. So remember, focus on GMX and then focus on other exercises. India, Australia, OS Index has been asked a lot in different exams. So first focus on OS Index and then Australia. India, Singapore, Simbex has been asked a lot in different exams. So first focus on Simbex and then bold Kurukshetra. So all these exercises, they're very important, sir and ma'am. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Now let's solve some questions. MCQ 10. Exercise Sakti 2025, which, okay, recently news. What is the answer? United Kingdom, France, Australia, Germany. The answer is France. MCQ 11. The shipbuilding of INS Udaygiri under Project 17A represents a leap in. This is previous article. INS Udaygiri versus INS Tamal. Very good, all of you. So many people. Hannah, Sriparna, Amal, Sashmita, Chandru, Anandu, Malini, Rishi, Shonika, Mamta, Shaida, Anuj, Jivayan. The answer is Indian Navy's indigenous design capability, that is INS Udaygiri under Project 17AC. Which of the following is a trilateral or multilateral exercise involving India? So Amal, Shashmita, Shaida, Chandru, Jivayan, Sonika, Shiparna, Anandu, Hannah, Mamta, Malini, Rishi, everyone answer it. The answer is Malabar. Very good. And do revise the previous one also, like Yuddhabhyas, Indra, Vajra Prahar, all these exercises are related to what? MCQ 13. Exercise or country. Garud, Indra, Dharma Garjan, Yuddhabhyas. Very good, all of you. Hannah, Mamta, Malini, Rishi, Madhvi, Krishi, Madhubala. Mamta, your favorite matchup. So Amal, Jeevayan, Anuj, Rishi, Hannah, Sonika, Anandu, they have answered it. So let's focus here. What we know, there can be a scenario where you forget about certain schemes. US, the bias we know, we have just discussed. It is US. So D has, like, fourth has to be D. If fourth has to be D, we can eliminate B and C. Garuda exercise, Garuda and Varun and all those things we were seeing related to France. So one is C. So one is C. That means A is the answer. 2 Indra, Russia, and 3 Dharmagarjan is Japan. So slowly and gradually you solve these questions, you'll be able to remember them in a much better manner, right? So don't worry too much about it. You have to revise them and you will remember them. Like, share and subscribe, because you cannot make this madam angry. Spread it. I want 1,000 live one day, and then I'll be a happy soul. Okay, sir. So again, that's it from me today. I will share this particular PDF on this Telegram channel. Fun study with you, because study should be fun. If you have any queries, any doubt related to anything in life, let's say your girlfriend hurt you yesterday or boyfriend, or anything happened to you, feel free to share it in the comment section. How is your preparation going? Any issues? Also, when are you planning to give your UPSC? Are you giving it in 2026, 2027, 2047, when India will become a developed nation? So what is your aim? Like, when are you giving this particular exam, this UPSC? And so please also include not correct in questions. I will do, Shripanna. I can never make you angry. Your word is, welcome everyone. So again, sir and ma'am, whenever you are giving UPSC, prepare for it wholeheartedly. If you feel like there are any issues involved, or if you feel like there are any friend of yours, who is somewhat misguided, who is focusing more on his boyfriend or girlfriend part and all those things, not studying, so you can tell them to join our batch. You can join it yourself. It's totally up to you. You know it, because I don't know, when are you going to give it, what are your plans and everything. Hannah is going to give it in 2026. So hope your preparation is going good, Hannah. So if you feel like there is any issue with your preparation, you're feeling issues in any particular domain, you can join any of our batch, based on what is your target year, 26, 27 or 28. We have batches for all these years. And again, people who make fun of those guys who are preparing for 27 or 28, that's a joke on those people, because again, you have to start, and the sooner you start, the better it is. And that thing you realize once you go through this whole thing, that how important it is to give yourself 2 years, 3 years to prepare properly. You have to prepare your optional and all these things. We have had a talk about this, right? So again, if you are preparing for 2026, you can join this batch. Batch is starting on 7th July. So today is 2nd July, 5 days after this particular batch is starting. So if you are giving for 2026, if you are facing any issue, you can join this batch on 7th. Try to join on the same day only. This whole batch will, there will be a closing date of this batch, maybe 15 July, I don't know. Many people join it late, then they miss the first orientation session where people discuss syllabus and everything. So if you are a 2026 guy who is, or girl who will be giving it in 2026, you feel some issues, you want to join a batch, try to join it on the same day when the batch starts. Preferably, that helps, because otherwise you will be watching the recorded version of those classes which has happened, and that many people, they don't like it. So again, it's totally up to you. You can use my code SHS Live. You know the process, you know the benefits of joining these batches. Let me first of all focus on the 2026 batch today. If you don't, let me tell you. If you do, that's fine, awesome. But this is my work, I have to do it, and I have to tell you all these things. See, earlier this happened. There were many people who send us query that, sir, you show us this particular slide, join us, use code. How do we join this thing? What is the basic process? We don't know where to go. So there are other ways. One way is you go to website, you go to studyiq.com. I will tell you what will happen now. Or you can also download our StudyIQ app from Play Store, Google Play Store, and there also you can join the batch. So here you will go to all languages, you will go to English. If you are a 2026 aspirant, this is for you, GS P2I. P2I means prelims to interview. 2026 batch, you will go to buy now. and then you will do buy now. Before you do buy now, always go downward and see the features and offering, whether it is aligning with what you need, So you can see the materials are there, mentorship is there. I personally prefer that you should use this mentorship. If you have issues, call this particular mentor, ask queries, whatever you want to ask. Structured study material. Then once again, please understand, only join these courses, not only confined to StudyIQ. You can join any course you want to, But once you join a particular course, trust that course, So this is the biggest problem we have faced. When I take those classes, people are like, sir, what more should we read? What NCRTs? What this? I keep on telling them, any particular faculty, if they're coming in front of you, let's say there is a geography faculty, he's studying that particular subject from last 10 years, bro. He's doing the research for you. If you're joining any batch, be it of StudyIQ or any other institution, these people, they're doing, reputed institution, these people, they're doing the research for you. If you have to do the research again, don't join the batch, man. It doesn't serve the purpose. So your work is, because you people have to study a lot of things. Understand one thing. Let's say I'm a history faculty. I'm teaching current affairs. My work is very confined. You have to read history. You have to read geography, polity, economy. As we have discussed, you don't have to be Sachin Tendulkar. You have to be Mohammad Kaif. With due respect to Mohammad Kaif, sir. You have to be average, a little above average. Just in all subjects, you will clear it. If you start becoming Sachin Tendulkar in all subjects, you will miss some subjects because you'll be like we have talked about Deepshika, that, oh my God, I don't like this subject. Don't be that girl. Although she is in APSC, but still she feels like, no, sir, I don't want to be that girl anymore. People change. She has changed now for the better. So write test series after you have studied. Why I'm telling you all these things? Don't research too much. Focus on the study material. Minimum source, maximum revision. That's not a cliche, that's a reality. And then solve as many mocks as possible. Mocks will tell you what are your weaknesses, which are the areas, or what are the areas where you have to focus more on. So mocks make or break your UPSC preparation. Highly underrated. Prelims means everything. This is the time, if you're giving for 2026 till January, it should be mains first and then pre. You have to cover your optional by January. If you feel like you're lagging somewhere, join this batch. You can see here MRP and all those mains residential program going on currently. I've told you earlier, for people who are writing UPSC mains 2025, cleared pre 2025. IGP, because this is P2I, scholarship and rewards. Again, if you clear UPSC pre 2026, we're talking about 2026 batch here. So what will happen? You will get full refund. So currently the price you are seeing is 35,999. And if you use my code SHS Live, which is in the bottom section, that will reduce by 7,000. That is a maximum discount. If you use any other code, the price is reduced by 6,000. So it will become 28,999 after my code. That whole 28,999 will be returned to you once you clear UPSC pre 2026. 11,000 cash prize if you top our monthly quiz. Now you know the features. Anybody can join, beginners, intermediate or advanced. It doesn't matter. Then you can go to buy now. Now you know the process. All the features are here. If you still have any queries, call on this number. You can tell them my name, Shubham Sagar. You can join my Telegram channel, Fun Study with Shubh. I have opened the comment section. If you have any queries related to anything, just write a message that, sir, please personally ping me. I will ping you, whatever queries you have. So for queries, call on this particular number. You can see the features. We have discussed this. And how you can reduce the price. You can see the price 35,999. Add a promo code, enter coupon code, use SHS Live, apply it. The price reduced by 7,000. That's how you will join the course. Oh my God. So where were we? No time for romance. What is happening here? So let me see the comments now. Thank you, Shashmita. Thank you, Lohia. Ram Manohar Lohia. Zindabad. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Madhvi. Anandu, Krishi. Can you send PDF around 12 to? I will send it before that only, Mamta. Don't worry. No boyfriend yet, sir. Okay, cool. No time for romance. So 20. I will give, sir. Very good, yeah. So what is the duration of this? Duration of this particular course is what? Like, it's approximately 1 year, right? Let me show it to you. Call on any, like the number you have seen here. I have told you all the features. Again, let's go back to feature. I also want to know it. You will see approximately 1 year. And that is the basic duration. Who asked it? Shaida asked it. So approximately 1 year, Shaida, for 2026 batch. But the batch is valid for 3 years. This whole, you can see here, diamond. You can watch these videos any number of times. The course will be done by 1 year or within 10 to 12 months. After that, you can watch it for next 3 years. But why 3 years? Clear it in 2026, make me proud, so that I can also talk about you people, just like I talked about Deepshika. I made fun of her. She will kill me now. So duration, please teach the anthropology as optional subject, sir. Yeah, you have to check, Jivayan. In optional, like even in optional, use my code only, SH slide. So you can see whether anthro is there or not. Lifelong celibate. Thank you everyone. So I'll be gone now. I'll be seeing you people when? Tomorrow 10 a.m. and I'll be sharing PDF within 30 minutes. Don't worry. ठीक है? So take care, be blessed. Tata, bye bye.